All right, let's just jump right in. Everyone's talking about building with AI, but what does it really take? I mean, can you actually create a professional app from scratch for basically nothing? Today, we're going to find out. We're going to cut through all the noise and look at what actually happens when the rubber meets the road.
So yeah, this is the big question, right? We're hearing all these promises about AI copilots completely changing the game. But is it real? Can you really go from just an idea in your head to a finished app for less than $100? We're about to find out.
And look, we're not just going to talk theory. Nope. We are going to follow a real project from the very beginning to the very end. We're talking every step, every dollar spent, and every single unexpected twist along the way.
So, what was this project? Well, it was an app called Momentum, and it was designed to help people tackle one of the most stressful things in life: looking for a new job.
The challenge was super specific. Build a native Android app to track job applications, interviews, all that stuff. But here's the kicker, the crucial rule. The developer could only be the project manager. The AI had to write every single line of code.
Okay, so every good project starts with a plan, right? And this one was no different. The initial strategy was, well, it was logical, methodical, and seemed perfectly reasonable. Let's take a look at what was supposed to happen.
The roadmap looked perfect. A clean 10-week timeline. You start with the database, build out the user screens, add in the key features, and then polish it all up. I mean, it's a classic step-by-step approach. Looks totally logical, doesn't it? Yeah, well, hold that thought.
And the budget? It looked just as neat and tidy. The idea was to use a subscription AI tool, maybe $20 a month. So for the whole project, the cost was estimated somewhere between $60 and $100. I mean, that is incredibly cheap for a brand new app.
So the whole plan, the entire thing, it all rested on this one huge assumption, that building this app would be a simple, straight line. You know, the developer just feeds the AI a series of prompts, and poof, out comes a perfect app. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, and you're done. Easy peasy.
But this is where our story takes a very sharp turn. Because as anyone who has ever built anything knows, the plan is usually the first thing to go out the window. What actually happened was faster, a whole lot messier, and honestly, way more interesting.
So that neat, tidy 10-week timeline? Yeah, gone. Thrown right out. The project wasn't a slow, methodical march at all. Instead, it was an intense 4-week sprint. The entire core product, the MVP, the minimum viable product, was built in less than half the time they expected. So how is that even possible? Well, this was the secret ingredient the original plan totally missed. Success wasn't a straight line. It meant building and then throwing away 3 entire prototypes before landing on the one that actually worked.
And get this, check out the cost. Even with all that chaos, the final bill came in at $95, right inside the original estimate. The key was switching tools. Instead of that flat monthly subscription, the project used a pay-as-you-go API. And that turned out to be way more cost-effective for generating huge chunks of code in short, intense bursts. So the model wasn't linear at all. It was all about rapid iteration.
And this quote just sums it all up perfectly. Those failed prototypes, they weren't a waste of time at all. They were basically the tuition fee for a very rapid education. Each one was a cheap, fast lesson in what not to do, which is exactly what made the final version so much stronger.
So after all that chaos, the failures, the big pivot, that intense sprint, what was the actual result? I mean, did a real, usable product actually come out of this process? Oh yeah, absolutely. The finished MVP, Momentum, was no toy. It lets you organize all your job applications, create these detailed timelines for every single interaction, and even set smart reminders so you never forget to follow up. All the core stuff was there.
But it didn't stop there. It also had a statistics dashboard. It could sync interviews directly with your phone's calendar, and it had powerful tools like exporting your data, searching, and filtering. This was a feature-complete version 1.0.
And the final delivery wasn't just an app. In those 4 weeks, the project also spun up a live website, professional email addresses, and a full brand identity. It was, the whole shebang.
Okay, so what does all of this mean for you? How can you take these lessons and apply them to your own AI-assisted projects? Let's distill this whole journey down into an actionable blueprint.
So really, the biggest lesson here is a total shift in how you think. You have to forget that rigid, straight-line plan that assumes you know everything from day one. Instead, you have to embrace this iterative model, where failure isn't a problem, it's just part of the process. It's faster, yeah, it feels more chaotic, but here's the thing, it doesn't just deliver a product, it builds real, valuable skills along the way.
So here it is, the real blueprint. Number 1, plan for failure. Just assume your first couple of attempts are for learning. 2, choose your tools wisely. APIs are often way better for heavy coding than flat-rate subscriptions. 3, work in focused sprints. And most importantly, number 4, fail fast so you can learn even faster. Don't waste months on a flawed idea.
And here is why this matters so much. Just look at the incredible return on investment. For about $100 and 100 hours of your time, you're creating an asset that would cost you somewhere between $6,000 and $10,000 to have built by a professional agency.
Let that sink in for a second. That is a potential return on investment of 10,000%. The value you can create right now by leveraging these AI tools in the right way is just absolutely staggering.
Ultimately, the old way of building things is being completely turned on its head. This new model, where you provide the direction and AI provides the execution, all built on a foundation of failing fast and learning faster, is unlocking just unbelievable potential. The blueprint is right here. The tools are cheaper than they've ever been, so the only real question left is, what are you going to build?